And what's up, folks? Welcome to another wonderful episode of Batman Radio. You understand? Like I said, today was the leap of faith, literally, because of all I've already been through physically, all I've survived, all I've come back from. These people know. You think that that doesn't play a major factor? You think it doesn't take a toll? It does, but I'm the legend and the prophecy, and I am the only real Batman, and I know it in my heart, and I just know the truth. So I'm going to be pushing myself way past normal limits. And guess what the reading it just says? It had just said God is going to, push you way past your comfortability. So I'm growing and expanding right now as we speak. And, you know, these folks are going to be in they feel feels as usual. And we got divine confirmation right now in a reading and a download that said to completely get away from them. Like I said, so no, I don't make mistakes. Y'all need to deliver your messages correctly. Okay. But I think that that lady's cool and I appreciate what you do. Truly. Um, you know, and I'm single, you can holla. Ha! Right. So, I'm just saying, like, I'm the real thing, bro. Like I'm doing everything right. I'm just saying I had already known that it was time to shut down the chat permanently. So see, I'm directly connected to God. I'm telling you, I was ahead of the reading. I already knew what time it was. So don't think for one second that it's not going to affect me. You may hear me, have some issues talking and different stuff. It's going to affect me, these jumps, but it's something I got to train and work with. And I believe in God, man. I believe that God will take care of me no matter what. I do. I've made it this far. I've pushed past a lot of human limitations, all of them. And I don't think y'all understand, like, I'm really the prophecy. So I want to make leaps like what's depicted, like real leaps and jumps. You know what I mean? And where it's not like landing on soft surfaces. Today was mud, which really isn't that soft. And, you know, I know like they want to say professionals. There is no such thing as a professional. Okay. I mean, it is what it is. I'm going to have to do a video. Hold on. Good night, buddy. So yeah, like I said, I'm the real Batman. I do the real thing. I push past all human limitations. Batman is limitless. It's what I believe. I don't believe I'm a regular human being. I don't. I know I never was. So I'm going to do it regardless. Whatever happens to me from it, it is what it is. Um, it's worth it to me. And I think God would say something if He thought I was doing something wrong in my training or anything like that. Like, no, I want to get it right. I want to get it right where I can make these jumps, and like I'm talking way, way like higher than these, like a lot higher. Like that's the thing. Like you got to work up the leg strength, and I just know my dad's approach for everything, which is just you got to just do it. You got to just cowboy up and make it happen. So we're completely not going to be talking to you folks on the internet. Like they said, enough is enough. I just don't like when they keep making up things that aren't there. That's all people have done. All these people talk to themselves. None of that stuff happened. I've never been played ever, ever. No, what I'm doing, like I said, is building a federal lawsuit, and I'm very smart and I'm a genius. So I'm building that federal lawsuit correctly, and I let folks play games and play themselves. And that's exactly what happened. I'm just saying, people keep on trying to paint the picture differently than what reality is. And they're in their feelings because I keep calling them out on it, and that's my job. You see what I'm saying? Folks is talking, but none of you have your facts straight. And then I correct you, and you don't want to hear it. Right, but you're not in a position to dictate what you hear. And I am. You understand? Because, well, I'm in charge and I'm in power. You understand? So you got to understand, I'm training like this because I'm limitless. I'm running around here as Batman. I'm doing what I want to do. The cape is crazy, so I don't know how it's going to go over everywhere. So I'm going to have to work into that, and I'll probably have to take off the suit sometimes, before I go in certain places. I mean, I don't think anybody cares or is going to trip. I think they just think it's cool or funny, but everybody's been cool so far. But the cape has to be like this. Look at this. I don't know if y'all could see. This is no joke, bro. That thing is way behind me, dragging. Okay. And that's exactly how it's depicted in the films, the cartoons, everything. Why? Because it has to be that way. That's the real legend. That's the thing. Like, you can use the cape. And I'm inclined to leave these parts the way it is too, because I can use that as well. Like, literally, like, I kind of know like Wing Chun, and I know 52 blocks. I can kind of use, these parts to get kind of caught up in the rigging. I can actually use them for movements and stuff. So I can use it to hold my own. You know what I mean? It's just all a sheet. That's all it is. It's a sheet. So, folks, it's funny, man. That's my thing. You see how they're talking. What did I tell you? I told you, you want to pretend you come from me online, God is going to bless me more. It's divine confirmation right there. Read it and weep. I told you, I'm not trying to win anything. None of this is my plan. God is the one moving me, bro. Like, you don't get what I'm going through. What I'm going through is all about losing and failing. It's completely. I've paid the ultimate price. I've already done it in front of your eyes. I do it every day. And it was for everything that's beyond, everything that's greater than this realm, everything that is supersedes anything human understanding. I'm a walking miracle. Even these evil people know it. I'm trying to make sure I stay away so my cape doesn't get caught up in the rigging with anything. That would be bad. Really bad. Okay. I mean, I highly doubt that that's what'll happen, but I would have to like detach from my suit, which is possible, but not if I'm like moving at a velocity of speed. It'll be a lot harder. It would be scary. But that's what I'm saying. This is all trial and error. I mean, I'm doing the real thing. I want to build the grappling thing too. I want to build the belt. I want to build like a harness, and with, what I can extend, and I need the things that will latch on so that I can catch on to surfaces. And it's going to be like a harness. It's going to have to go on the utility belt, just like he does it. He clips it on the utility belt after he's got it latched onto something, you know what I mean? Whatever building or wherever, whatever's around. And then he, pulleys his way up. So it's got to be like a pulley. And this is why I need money for all this stuff. See, y'all thought I was going to sit here and wait. No, we do this with my own budget. I've been doing this. This is my 3rd year as the real Batman. And you thought Batman wasn't going to keep evolving? Oh, hell no. You got me misconstrued. Look at all them views coming in already. I already know those are going to do numbers. I already know. None of y'all can do what I do. You understand? Like, seriously. Like, those are serious jumps, bro. That ain't no joke. They're not. The camera may not do it justice completely, but trust me, there's some serious leaps. Like, I can feel them when I do them. I almost thought about not having any sound on it and letting y'all hear the sound of when I land, but it's all good. I'd rather have the other stuff on there. But it was loud, bro. Like, it's loud. Especially on like slow motion, it's super loud. Feel me? But yeah, like I said, I stand with God. I believe in God, and I've come back from everything. I've retaught myself how to speak, how to talk before in Atlanta. I've been through a ton of physical impossible. I'm a walking miracle. I've retaught myself how to walk down here when that thing happened with the truck. I mean, every time I bounce back, every time I prove that I'm superhuman, literally. And like I said, I'm being built by God and designed, literally. I'm the super soldier. I'm God's perfect soldier. That's what y'all don't understand. Literally, the perfect soldier. You understand? That's what he was making. And I told y'all I'm going to fly. Well, you think I was joking? Look, I'm already on a budget and I'm already starting to glide. It's gliding. I'm gliding in the air. You understand? I knew that if the cape was long enough, and I hadn't picked it, but God just put it there because I saw it yesterday. And I was like, man, it's too long. I thought about it today. I was like, nah, that'll work because it's like a parachute. So this is perfect, right? I mean, I might, be able to fix it up a little different at some point. I like it like this. That way I can move and change where it's at. I can pick it up over my shoulder like this. Look, I just pick it up, right? Pick up the whole suit. And now look, it looks totally different. And, it's a little bit higher that way. But, and it covers my shoulders for a minute or around the neck area, right? So if I want, I can get all this and kind of move it around. And then that gives me a little bit of protection like that. Feel me? And then, like I said, I was looking at the kind of like elbow shin guard type things. That's what I was looking at. But I don't know. It's just scary right here, man. I got to pay attention. We got one life. This is not Super Mario. But yeah, it's all putting itself together. God is busy. What do they tell you? I told you, I talked directly to God. He said that's when things are super hard and everything, that's when God is really at work. This is all God, man. God at work. I mean, this cape looks so official, though. I mean, it looks just like the depiction. I remember the cartoon scenes. You remember when he'd sit there and he'd stand there like I do, like under these bridges for a second. I'll kind of just chill there for a minute, and you can just see it. It'll just look like a shadow, Like the cape is big. It's not small, Now, in like the Dark Knight, it was made to the size, right, to fit so that he could ride the Bat Pod. it wasn't that long, but I think it could work anyway. I might be able to keep it, at the length it's at. I don't know. And if not, we can always, I don't want to mess with this one probably, but you know, we can just get a different cape. I mean, that's what I'm saying. These are easy buys, man. I just need some money. Just need some people to donate. And y'all are literally able to build your Batman, which was the entire point of this. Hold on, I gotta look at this. You're able to build your Batman right in front of you. Come on, bro. You're able to build your Batman, right? If you just get smart and you pay attention and you stop wasting your money on nonsense and their little products and being a consumer, and you use your mind and your noggin for 2 seconds and think, if you put money behind Batman, you'll build me into everything I'm intended to be, right? As far as the suit and everything, because the suit matters. It's an integral part of this, but it ain't the suit, it's the man in the suit. You just get some regular Joe Schmo or slouch, you can't do any of this stuff. There's nobody who can do this like me. Nobody. This is my calling. I was meant for this. So yeah, I'll be working on the leaps. I don't know how often I'll do them, but we'll see. I don't want to make it an everyday thing. I want to try to get my body a chance to try to recuperate, but it takes time, man. I don't think y'all understand. Like, I'm not joking. I'm talking about the only way that they can say whatever they want. The only way that you get where you can make leaps like that and your legs can handle it is by doing it. There is no other way. You can't say, oh, the professional. There's no such thing as professional. You can't say, oh, I'm gonna, land on a soft surface, and we don't have access to any of that stuff, man. Okay, we don't have none of that. We got to just use what we got. You feel me? And I'm telling you, the only way that you'd get to that point, and this is why none of you can, is the same thing. You have to keep pushing yourself. Of course, there's risk involved. Are you kidding me? Like, do you know what can happen by jumping that from that high and that far? Okay, but that's why we believe in God. You understand? And what I've learned too is anything I go through physically, it usually just repairs anyway, and it makes me stronger. Like, literally, it'll give me more density. So that's what y'all don't understand. If you have the willpower and you keep working up and finding other surfaces to do it on and trying, like, I can already see it happening, because I remember like that bridge that wasn't that high up in like Tulsa out there in Oklahoma when I was walking. And that's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, I'm going to get to the point that it's just a little one, and there was the train right there. And I'm like, yeah, it's useful. It's applicable. You need it. I was like, I'm going to get to the point that I could actually do that if I wanted. Like, I could get down there and just like that, especially if it's landing on something like that, like a train or something that's a little higher, So yeah, you have to build up your legs to absorb the impact when you land. I know how to do this stuff. Okay. Now what I'm going to do here, I don't want this all over my cape. So I'm going to pick this up a little. Oh man. Cooperate. I don't want all that on my cape. All right, I'll be back.